Welcome everybody to that Yearbook podcast with those yearbook people, which is me and my pal Jim Jordan here. Good old
Here we
Jimothy.
are, so excited to be in episode number 2.
Season 3, episode 2. Time is flying.
It's great, yeah. And now it's right after Labor Day weekend, which what that means, Sabrina, is everybody is in school now.
I was going to say, is everybody
crazy.
tired from the weekend?
Oh,
Just no,
I know
everyone's back. Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone is back officially.
You were on some boat somewhere in the middle of
Did.
wherever, right?
It's a friend group tradition now. Yes, we've officially made it a tradition, but that's what Labor Day is all around. And then you come back the next week and you're like, and exhaustion. But
maybe not.
I know, but everyone's back now. It feels like the fall is officially starting. And
Yep.
even though some schools have been back for a while, it feels like everyone's really back and in business now. Yearbooks are up and running.
And you're not going to get to talk about your boat trip without me talking about my new grandchild.
Oh, little Mabel.
Mabel arrived 9 days ago, Saturday, 23rd of August. And we are so excited. My daughter, by the way, all my children were yearbook editors. My daughter, Kate, was an editor-in-chief. So was my daughter, Zoe, and my son, Robert, was a photo editor. And I think those editor skills that she learned has made her a great mother.
So how could it not? Yes, absolutely it did. Yeah. So now you've got a Hazel and a Mabel.
Hazel and a Mabel. Yep. We're excited.
Love it.
But now we're ready to dive in to this yearbook year, 25-26. Whoever thought I would live that long? I mean, Mike needs to insert Mike Taylor.
I know.
Jim is old, and yes, Jim is old.
Man, yeah.
I have a big birthday coming up, which I'm not going to even talk about. But anyway, we're having a great time, and we're excited about this year. Every year, what we love about this whole yearbook thing is every year is so fresh. It's so new. And I was just working with a group of advisors this morning that last week they were lost. I mean, they were in the weeds. And now they came up with a theme and we brainstormed about how they can develop it. And we're all fired up, excited. They're going to be doing some storytelling.
Yes, that should give everyone out there hope. You know, like if you're in that moment right now where you're like, it's September and we still don't have a theme, or you gave yourself some kind of like Labor Day weekend goal, like by Labor Day, we will have a theme. Don't worry, it's okay.
It's coming. It'll be there.
That's right. You will get there. It can happen at any moment.
If you care, the magic will happen. We guarantee it.
That's right. Truth. And so what we're going to be talking about today, since everyone's getting, since everyone's back up and rolling now, and we're actually like yearbooking regularly, and it's not just like little, dipping our toes in the pool a little bit. So we're fully jumped in now, We want to talk about ladder. Ladder building is literally the foundation for your whole book, right? It's like the blueprint, the skeleton of your entire book. And yet it's one of those weird topics that we're just like, oh yeah, make a ladder, and then that's it. Just do it. There's actually really a lot that goes into making a strong ladder. What goes in your book? That's a huge question.
And I just want to say too, before we really dive in, we want to provide you with all the information that you need to have the best year possible. So we're listening to you, we're listening to the reps, we're listening to the advisors, we're listening to the staffs, and we're trying to provide these teaching sessions that can help you. Like, you know how people say, like you just said, make a ladder, and then nobody ever says, what is a ladder? It says why you need a ladder. Yeah. We're going to tell you what a ladder is, why you need one, and then give you some strategies for making an amazing one. That's not just amazing to be amazing, it's amazing to help your yearbook year go more smoothly.
Right. And so we've got a training video that's coming with this podcast. You'll have to check that out to get more information on building ladders. But we want to just kind of talk through some of those, like, what are those things that you should be thinking about when
Yeah.
building your ladder? What
Yeah.
things should be going through your mind? And first of all is getting your students involved, and to me, coming up with some story ideas, coming up with some new fun
Absolutely.
stuff that you want to make sure that gets included in this year's book. Remember, like, it's not the same stuff. I guess a big thing to remember here is just because you've done it in the past doesn't mean you have to keep doing it, right? Just because if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. So now's a great time to branch out and think, like, do we need to do a car spread again? Do we
Right.
need to do another pet spread? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
rethink through all those things
Yeah,
that were in
right.
last year's book and decide what has to stay. And then what are the new things that we can change up to make
Yeah.
it more current for the school year?
Like Sabrina, is there going to be a Labubu
I
in
knew
their
you were
book?
going to say it. I knew that. Y'all, the Labubu thing, I feel like I can't unsee it now. Everywhere I go,
No,
they're like popping
no.
up in my face. I see them everywhere on social media and stores. They're all over. It
But
probably should be
it probably
somewhere.
should be. But
Seems
if you
like a
get
rush.
one, it's okay to get a faux boo boo because the love boo boos just cost too much
Too
money.
much money. Too much money.
And there was a school. This was in the one of the yearbook advisor websites. There was a school. I'm not kidding you. The advisor was pulling her hair out because the staff was insisting their theme was going to be La Boo Boo. No,
Mm-mm,
not
mm-mm.
a theme.
That's a thing,
Not,
but not a theme.
no, it's a trend, but not a theme. Don't
That's
do
right.
it.
That's right. It's not a theme.
No, no.
So, Tim, was there anything that you did like in your classroom where you had like students getting involved in building the ladder or coming up with story ideas? Was it brainstorming? Was it like just a free for all of like, what
Yeah.
do we want to do? You know?
First of all, I have to admit, this has got to admit, I was not a great ladder guy. I was not like
Did you
I
just like,
always
this is what we did last year and we're doing it
no,
again?
no, we had one, but I
Uh-huh.
always wanted to have that all across the back of my room whiteboard, perfectly
Yeah.
marked out, where so you could see the whole book on a big thing. Because I'm one where I've got to see it. I've got to
Uh-huh.
see it all the time, so I know.
Same.
Okay, Sabrina, I would see your name up there, and I'd go, "You're working on that varsity football spread. How's it going? Where
Mhm.
are you? I'm looking at the ladder here. I don't see you have a lead checked off. I don't see you have an angle checked off. So I needed to see it. So I wasn't always good at doing that, but that's why I'm excited about this training video because I want to learn how to do it better. Because there are some
Yeah.
great advisors out there. But what we did do all the time, every Monday, we would have a brainstorming session for what's going on this week and what
Mhm.
are the story ideas we want to consider for what's happening this week. So we were always trying to find new ideas that we'd never covered before. And I can still remember, there was this one of the people, this was during the 9/11 time, one of our classes, I think it was one of the art workshop things, they were making something to send out to the victims of it or whatever, and we didn't get it. I didn't find out about it. It was till it was too late, and it should have been a spread in the book.
And see, and that's the stuff that helps date the book, right? It's important for this school year. And so you want to have your school calendar. You want to use, there's nothing wrong with using last year's ladder to start with as a framework. So you're just not starting from scratch. You make sure you've got all your clubs, all your sports, all your academics, everything you need to have included in there. But then you leave room for stuff like this, like that, so that you've got stories that are current this year and stories that make it exciting for your staff
Well, that's right.
because they're not covering the same things over and over again,
Mm.
trying to find a different angle. They've got new topics that they're excited to go
Mhm.
cover. So let them be a part of that brainstorming process, right? Like let them
That's right.
think through that stuff. Some of that stuff you might know, like you might be going, hey, I know this concert's coming into town. Taylor Swift's coming into town and half the school is going, so we're probably going to want to include that somewhere in the book. So you wanted to make sure that got in the book. But then there's also those things that you don't know will even happen, right? Like you have no idea
No, right.
what like there are probably a million things that might happen throughout the school year that we have no idea, but we
Yeah.
have to build our ladder now. So it's not always a bad idea to leave blanks or parts
Absolutely.
of your
Yep.
ladder that are maybe empty. I know that freaks some people out. So trust me, I've seen
The
people, they're like,
blanks.
what if we
No.
don't have anything to put here? You will.
Something
You will always find something, but there will always be things that come up that you want
that's
to have space to cover in your book. You want to have the
well,
freedom to cover.
that brings up that one spread that I love. It's one of my favorite spreads from 2 years
Mhm.
ago from a school down in Florida where they had a hole in their ladder. They didn't know what to do. And so the advisor said, let's do a coffee spread. And they went down and got all these large coffees from 3 different places.
Mhm.
And one of them happened to be matcha, that was this beautiful green color. And they had a dynamic type package that they were using. And it turned out to be one of my favorite spreads in the whole book.
Yeah.
And it was just a throw together because there was a hole in the ladder. So,
Have that. Like, what's wrong with
yeah.
that? And it's honestly, and we show that spread from Gulliver Prep all over the place. And that was one of their like, we don't know what to do moments. And they found something to do. There was always a way to fill those spreads. So don't let that fear keep you from
No.
leaving those opportunities. On the reverse side, if you fill your ladder so tightly and you have no flexibility in
Oh,
it, then man, you're gonna miss opportunities, for
right.
great coverage, great story ideas. So
I
you
get
have
so
to be.
excited. I get so excited about finding those stories that need to
Mhm.
go in there because it's a blank. If you're in New York and you're starting school today, it's a blank slate. It's wide
Yeah,
open.
yeah.
What are you going to find that just blows your mind that's going to go right in that ladder?
Yeah, and I think it keeps your staff on their toes. It's not like, well, the ladder's done. We know what we're gonna write about. Now we just gotta like fluff our way through it. No, they're always looking, right? Like there's always something that they'd be like, oh, let's do something on this or let's do something on that. That's the journalistic part of things that is exciting, like because they're always thinking about what could be a story
Right,
because they know they
right.
have room in the book to cover it. That's
That's
important.
right.
Yes,
That's
I
right.
love it.
Yeah.
And part of it is being like we said, like things are not set in stone. They're flexible. So I
That's-
like to think of like,
Yeah.
right? You kind of have to roll with it a little. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
I know Jim likes his organized fun,
Yeah.
you know,
Right. But I like flexibility too.
I like the fun part. Yes, and that's the flexibility part. Like what happens, have you ever had like an event, that you planned on your ladder and then it just doesn't happen and you're
It's
like, yeah,
good.
or something that just like we thought it was going to be a story, it's not really a story. Now we have to find something else to put
Yep.
here.
Yep.
Been
Yep.
there a million times, or like
Yep.
I mentioned before, I was talking about like, those unknown things like when hurricanes hit in Florida and we're like, now
Florida.
everyone's like, we
Yeah.
need, a hurricane
Yeah.
spread or spreads, depending on what happened. You gotta roll with it a little bit. So once your ladder is set too, you might be shifting things around and
Right.
moving them to different parts of
Right.
the book and changing spreads. That's okay. That's
Right.
part of the fun of it.
Now you mentioned it too, but another important thing about the ladder is you don't want to leave anything out, like
Mhm.
particularly sports. I know you've had this experience where, oops, did we have a space for freshman soccer? Oh, no, we don't. So let's put it together with the JV team, or let's put all 3 of them on one spread.
Mhm.
And so you don't want that to happen. Now, people still use the master book, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you set everything up on the master book, it's much easier to not get your page numbers mixed up. We used to get page numbers mixed up. So there are other tools to help you be sure that everything is in the right place, but
Um,
you don't want to leave anything out and you want to make sure your coverage is balanced.
mhm.
I just sometime would like to see 8 spreads for band and one for football.
Right. Well, and that's
If
part
you
of
have
the.
200 kids involved in band.
Yes. And that's a big part of it too. You're right. Like the when you really spend the time to put into your ladder now, like because we're talking about a lot of things to think about, right? Like these are all things to be bouncing around in your head. But when you really sit down and look at your ladder, it might take some time to really like figure out and make sure you've got everything covered, that you don't have things more than once, that you have enough current things, that you have a balance of sports and student life and academics and all that in there, but it's worth it because it's going to pay off later. Like I remember one time we got a critique back from NSPA because we didn't have enough academics coverage in our book. We had tons of student life because that's the fun stuff. And we had a lot
Yes.
of clubs and organizations. We had all our sports. We had covered everything. But we had just like really narrowed down academics. Why? Because it wasn't what people wanted to really cover. They didn't find it fun.
No, right.
But when you think about it,
It can be
that's
fun.
what they're doing all day, every day in
Yeah.
school, you know? And there are stories there. So sometimes I've seen people really color code their ladders by by the section. Even if you do chronological coverage, you know, and you're not
Right.
necessarily putting things in sections, I've seen people really color code, this is student life and this is clubs and this is
Yeah.
academics and this
Right.
is sports. So that way you can really sit back and look at the whole thing and go, wow, academics is blue and I see like 4 blue spots and like 32 pink spots
Exactly.
for student life. Maybe
Right.
we might need to like balance that out a little more, you know? And I think that helps.
And one of our guests is going to show you the ladder that existed before he took over
Mhm.
in 2019, and then the ladder that he's built since 2019. That's going to be real exciting to see because you can see all the possibilities of a great ladder,
Yes.
which is what we want to take you where you are with your ladder and then make it even more valuable than you even maybe thought it could be.
Absolutely. And even when building it, I don't know if you've seen any of this or did I never did this, but I always thought this was a great idea. I did a little bit where people would write all the topics that needed to be on the book and like what section they were in and color coded them on sticky notes and then
Oh yeah, yeah.
put them up
Yep.
on the board, you know, so before you really start typing out a ladder and putting it in your Excel sheet or putting it in Yearbook 360 and putting all that effort in, they would just do it on sticky notes. So then they could take a sticky note and go, this doesn't really go here. Like, let's move
Yes,
over
great
here.
point.
And, or we've
Yes.
got like 5 student life spreads in a row. Like maybe we need to spread these out a little bit in our ladder. So it was a lot easier to move those things around with sticky notes on a
Mhm.
board and
Right.
then visually kind of see where everything is landing. So I thought that was a good idea too. Plus it gets the kids involved. Then you really get everybody to sit back and look at it and see what you see, you know? What's
Good
out
to
there.
see. Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, so we've got a lot of ladder things to think about in our training video coming
Training
up. We've
video.
got 3 guests that are going to talk about
Boom.
all the things that you need to think about in a ladder, all those expecting the unexpected, working off of last year's ladder, having it be visually represented to your students so that everybody can see what's happening at any given moment. All those things are really good things, but definitely check out the training video that's coming up after the podcast so that you can get some more details and examples. It really helps to see things. I like a visual, you know?
Mhm.
Need to see it in front of my face. Anything else with ladders, Jim? Anything we're forgetting? I think it's like a lot
I think it's
to
a
think
lot.
about.
I just think
Yeah.
what we really are doing is raising that level of
Mhm.
concern for your ladder
Yeah.
that you'll
Don't
continue
let
to
it pass you by.
no and make it be a more living document, something that really is going to help you keep your finger on the pulse of how the book is going
Mhm.
and what can be done when and what you need to be sure that you cover. So,
Mhm.
so important. And the more you get started on it, the more you value it, it's going to make the process easier, which is what we're all about here.
Help you with deadlines. Like from a plant perspective, like man, they love when they see pages coming in, you know?
Great pages.
Yeah, they do. And so if you've got a great ladder planned out, again, not to say that it's set in stone, it's going to be flexible, it's going to move around a little. This is my flexible move. Have you noticed that? Every time, like just
I
little, it
noticed
goes with the flow.
it.
Yeah, but your ladder is still flexible. However, like you can even go through your ladder and say, these are the pages I can submit for deadline 1. These are the pages
That's
I
right.
can submit for deadline 2. And that even gives you an even better plan. Again, it
Yeah.
probably will change, you know, things will get shifted around a little bit, but that'll at least give you a plan for the year so
Right.
you know exactly when to have things done, when things need to be sent and submitted, proofing, all of those things. It's going to help a ton. So don't forget about the ladder. Don't throw it together and just think we'll just do what we did last year. Spend some
No.
time on it.
Let's, yeah,
Important. Yeah.
absolutely.
So Jim, we have
Yes.
we have
Yes.
we have new segments for you
Yeah,
guys this
yeah.
year.
We're gonna start introducing some new segments. We're not going to introduce them all.
So our first new segment
is called
New
News. Yeah, so we kind of pull it from the top.
What's happening? What things do we need to talk about?
Yeah, that's right. And I is it true, Sabrina? Is it true that you have a new album coming out this week?
I sure do.
What is it called? It's called The Life
of a Journalism Strategist.
Yeah. And it's
surprise, everyone.
And it's going to have cool italic type, sans serif, italic type. It's going to be looking glittery.
Orange glitter, sea foamy green. It's going to be great.
Absolutely.
Keep your eyes peeled, guys.
No, that's not it. No.
That's not it.
Okay, so here's the new news. This week begins Super September, where we have 4 elite weekends. And everybody now is preparing their documents with their theme ideas and their writing and their inspiration. And we are fired up to meet everybody.
We're so excited. Yeah, the Mike Taylor Elite Weekend Experience.
Yeah, Mike Taylor Elite.
Finally here. Yeah, we were waiting all year for it. Yeah. So Kansas City, then Orlando, then Fort Worth, Texas, then Anaheim, California. Jim and I are just going to be hanging out every weekend. Yeah, having a great time. We're excited.
Because we are your Mike Taylor Elite Weekend Experience hosts.
Yes, we'll be hosting this weekend for you.
Yeah,
yep.
Right.
And here to help.
That's right. That's right. Okay,
that's really excited to see you all at Elite Weekend.
That's the first bit of news. Second bit of news.
Boot camp.
Boot camp.
Oh man, we are so excited about boot camp. If you have not checked out the 2025 Walsworth Yearbooks boot camp series, check it out. It's out there for you.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun for us, on our end to create all this, but it's also really great for you guys to get in there and actually do the work. And so we walk through step by step each part of creating a spread, right? Everything from interviewing, story angles, photo captions, design, all of it.
All in one.
All in one, but we want to see what you guys make. We want you to do it step by step with us. And then when you've got a completed spread, you send that our way. We want to see that. It's on the last page of the site, so check that out. You can submit your finished spread to us. We're curious. We want to see what you guys are out there creating. I always love seeing your work.
Just let us know how effective boot camp has been, because we want to do more stuff like this, because we're trying to show you how to do things, not just tell you.
That's right.
We want to give you steps to help you get there. Exactly. So that's number one. That's number one in the new news category.
That was number two. Elite number one. Boot camp
is number two. That's right.
Yep.
And number 3, the convention is coming up. The window is open. We just saw it. You can sign up. You can register now. Get your hotel rooms. It's at the Gaylord Hotel. It is like I'm not kidding you, the coolest hotel in the world.
I'm excited.
A little bit of a long ride into town to go see some country music, but there's plenty of country music there to see. If you stay over Saturday night, you can go to the Grand Ole Opry, which I'm hoping we will go and have an experience there.
Love it, yes.
But it's going to be an amazing, and did you know also the Country Music Hall of Fame is there? And you probably didn't know this. In Nashville, they have a not tiny, but a replica of the Parthenon in Athens. Did you know that?
Why?
I don't know why.
I did not know that. I'm in Nashville all the time.
No, there is. Yeah, it's near Vanderbilt or something. But there's just so many kooky, crazy, fun things. And maybe you'll see a country music Western star walking on the streets. You never know,
right? Maybe you'll just see Jim and Sabrina in a cowboy hat. Either way.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be so much, but don't miss it. It's going to be great.
That's right. So make sure you're signing up, and you can come get a critique. In
and
our
we have
booth.
extra critiquers.
Yes, yeah. We'd love to see what you guys are starting to work on out there. Start getting some feedback, as you're diving into creating your book. We're excited for it. Thank you for tuning in to That Yearbook podcast. Be sure to subscribe and leave us a review on your preferred platform. Happy yearbooking!